Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Volunteering is a great way to give back to the community. Here to share ways you can help bring exercise to adults with disabilities, we welcome back the founder of Everybody Athletics, Brad Franklin, and volunteer Jill Gilbertson. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Brad, remind us about EBA and what y'all do here locally.
Yeah, Everybody Athletics, we're a nonprofit. We provide exercise classes for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and each one of our classes are inclusive. So we have about a 1-to-1 ratio of teammates, we call them, but those are the volunteers that you're talking about without disabilities that come in and support and work out alongside of our athletes.
Because that social component is so important, right?
Right, yeah. So we focus not only on building our physical strength, but also the social and emotional strength as well.
Jill, tell me how you first got involved with EBA.
Well, we have mutual friends.
Brad's a good recruiter.
Yeah.
He'll find people.
Oh, yeah.
And we had just retired, my husband and I. My husband volunteers also, and we just really wanted to get connected and do some service. And we heard about Everybody Athletics through our friends, and we started, I think about 3 years ago. We were still on Zoom.
Oh, right.
When we started, and we love really the relationship, which you were just talking about, the social. And I was just thinking, we had our winter break, and we were so excited to get back because we missed the athletes and the other teammates, and just it's kind of like somebody that you look forward to seeing every week.
Yeah, I always hear about each class is so fun, and it's so rewarding for the volunteers too, right?
Always, and we always come out, sometimes you might not be in the best mood when you go in, but we're laughing. Yeah. You come out in a good mood, you come out just feeling happier, and sometimes there's even, you're in the middle of something and you're like, oh, we gotta get ready and go, and maybe you don't want to, and you just leave there happier.
Always.
Always.
Brad, what opportunities are out there for people who maybe want to get involved?
Yeah, I think a neat thing about our program is that there's opportunities every day. So we're running classes every day, and so you can come in and volunteer as a teammate. We have spots in Northeast Portland, in Hillsborough. Our main spot is in the Beaverton-Tigard area. So a lot of different times, a lot of different places to come in and make a difference.
Well, and you recently celebrated a big opening, right?
Yeah, so we now have, we call it EBA HQ.
So exciting.
That's our spot in the Beaverton-Tigard area where we're able to run these flagship classes, but also have a lot of different programs we're able to run for our adults with disabilities that also calls for more and more volunteers. And so it's actually a perfect time to come in and join us.
And that digital connection still remains, right? As you focus during the pandemic, kind of figuring out how to keep functioning, you still have ways online that people can connect if they can't make it to a physical class?
Right, yeah. We pivoted online during the pandemic at a necessity like everybody else, and then realized it works really well for what we're trying to do, especially that social connection, that piece. And so we still have online opportunities as well. And we have a lot of volunteers from the area and from outside the area who join us on Zoom every day too. Yeah.
Jill, what would you say to somebody who's maybe thinking about getting involved in this organization?
If you're looking for a way to serve, if you like to be social, if you like to be active, if you like to be, it's fun. It's not hard. Like sometimes you go and volunteer and it's hard. Yeah. This is not hard. This, honestly, it's cliche, but it gives back to us as much as we are giving. And another reason that I really wanted to do EBA after I heard about it is because I have a friend who has a son who stopped developmentally delayed son who's aged out of the system. Right. And she was telling me how hard it was for her and her husband and their whole family, really, and the impact that it had on him. Yeah. He wasn't as happy. His behaviors, some of them were getting worse because he wasn't getting what he needed. Right. And she was really struggling to look for things for him. And so I think of the families too, and sometimes we get to see them a little bit if they drop their athlete off or pick them up, and you might even get to kind of know them a little bit. Yeah. And that is just really, it's very rewarding. You get to really hands-on see and feel your impact directly in people's lives.
It's so true, right in our own community too. Well, and Brad, that's how this started, right? Because you saw that gap in services for adults who had aged out of other resources.
Right, yeah. There's not a lot out there for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities after you graduate from high school, and so you start to see, the physical regression. Obviously, that's why we're focusing on exercise. But also the social piece, the social regression, emotional regression. And so what we're trying to do in our classes through our volunteers, through our teammates, is to rebuild those connections and those relationships. And it's really our goal that somebody walks in and they can't tell who the volunteer or who the service provider and the service recipient is. It's just people enjoying one another and having fun with one another.
Having so much fun every single day. Thank you both so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Great seeing you. Okay, we'll have more information about Everybody Athletics on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.